What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode in this series. In this video, we will focus on identity and access control. Before deploying or managing workloads in a cloud environment, it is important to control who has access and what they are allowed to do. This is where Microsoft Entra ID and Azure role-based access control comes into play. The goal of this episode is to create a basic identity structure using users and groups, and then assign Azure roles to those groups using role-based access control. This allows us to control access to resources in a scalable and a secure way. Instead of assigning permissions directly to individual users, we assign permissions to groups and then add users into those groups. This approach is considered the best practice in most production environments. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is head over to groups. From groups, we're going to select new group. So it's important to know that there are two types of groups. You have the security group and you have Microsoft 365. Security group is more of giving people access to be able to access resources, whereas Microsoft 365 groups give people access to access collaboration tools, for example, sharing mailboxes, files, etc. But for the purpose of this, we're going to use security group. And for the name, we're going to create three groups. So the first one is going to be BP group AZ admins. This group will represent administrators who manage resources within the environment. So we're going to put manage resources in environment. We're going to hit create. The second group we're going to create is also security type, and we're going to name this BP group AZ Ops. This group will represent operations staff responsible for managing workloads like virtual machines. So we can put manage VMs. The third group we'll be creating is a read-only group. Users in this group will be able to view resources but not be able to change or make any changes to it. So we're going to put BP group AZ read only. And then for the description, we'll put read only. Separating roles like this helps enforce the principle of least privilege, which means users only receive permissions necessary to perform their job. Next, we'll be creating a few example users to simulate employees accessing the environment. We'll create 3 users, so we're going to go over to users. Go to new user. And for the user principal name, we're going to type in bp.admin. And then for here, we're going to just put admin for the display name. We're going to skip over this. Then we're going to go to review and create. And then we're going to hit create. And the next thing we're going to do, or the next user we're going to add is for the ops, bp.ops. Then for the display name, we'll just put bp.ops as well. Review and create. We're going to create that. And last but not least, third user we're going to make is bp.read-only for our read-only group. BP only. Go to review and create. And then we're going to refresh this. As you can see, our users are now here. After creating the users now, it's important to match them with their corresponding groups. So we're going to head over to groups again. Then we're going to click the total groups. Then for the BP admins, we're going to go to manage and we're going to go to members. From here, we can add members. Then we're going to type in bp.admin, which is right here. We're going to select that. So now they're a member of that group, and all we have to do is just repeat the steps. So we go to read only, go to members, add a member, BP read only, select, and now they're a member. And last but not least, go over to the ops group, and then we're going to go to members. Go to add members, and then add the bp.ops. Now we will assign roles using Azure role-based access control. To do this, we're going to navigate over to subscriptions. From subscriptions, we're going to press subscription for the environment. We're going to select access control IAM. And from here, we're going to press add and role assignment. So the first one we're going to create is for admins. The role will be contributor role. This allows administrators to manage resources within the environment. So we will have to navigate over to the privilege administrator roles. We're going to press this, contributor. We're going to go to next. For users and groups, we're going to go over here, select admins. We're going to select next. And we're going to go to review and assign. As you can see, the contributor role is established for the admins group. And now we're going to press review and assign. So as you can see, it says it was successfully added. So now the next one we're going to add is for the ops resource group. This group is the virtual machine group, and they will have the virtual machine contributor role at the complete resource group scope. This allows operations staff to manage virtual machines without having full control over the entire environment. Again, we want to make sure that we incorporate the least privilege method because you don't want anyone to have more privileges than what they should. So we're going to type in virtual machine contributor, which is down here. Press next. We're going to select members, and we're going to select ops. We're going to select next, go to review and assign, and we're going to assign it. And last but not least, we're going to now do the read-only group. The read-only group will have the reader role. This allows users to view resources but prevents them from making any changes to the resources. So we're going to readers at the top right here. We're going to go to next, selected members, go to read only, press select, go to review and assign it. Using scopes allows us to control exactly where permissions apply, whether that is at the subscription level, resource group level, or individual resource level. It's important to know that roles are inherited, meaning they're passed down. So if you set it at the subscription level, it's going to be passed down to the resource group level. From the resource group level, also at the resource level. So it's important to know that. Using role-based access control is important for whatever environment you are creating. Assigning roles to groups instead of individuals simplifies long-term management. When new employees join a team, they can simply be added to an appropriate group to receive the correct permissions. By implementing role-based access control early, organizations ensure that access is controlled as the environment grows. At this stage, we now have identity groups and role-based access control roles controlling access to our Azure environments. In the next video, we will continue building the environment by implementing the storage layer, which will support application data and file storage. Each step of this series builds on the next steps and towards a secure Azure development. Until next time.